Hey friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my kitchen. So tonight's dinner is going to be really fun. I am doing a sweet potato and poblano fajitas with pepper jack cheese, pico de gallo, and lime crema. So I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'll be using first. This is a vegetarian dish and it is absolutely out of this world. It's actually my husband's favorite. So here's the ingredients. As you go to the store, make sure that you have 4 sweet potatoes. Mine are of the medium size. Sometimes you can get like really huge ones. If you get really huge ones, only get 2. Otherwise, you'll have too many. So you're going to need 2 Roma tomatoes. You'll need 2 yellow onions. You're going to need to get some pepper jack cheese. If you buy the pepper jack pre-shredded, usually I usually buy the block form, and I will be shredding this myself so that it has a better consistency, a lot more creamy, and it doesn't have any additives in it. You're going to need flour tortillas for the fajitas themselves, 2 poblano peppers. This is about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. You're going to need a lime for that wonderful lime crema. Of course, you're going to need some oil, some salt and pepper. And the spice that we're featuring tonight is our Southwestern Seasoning mix. This is absolutely delicious. You can put this obviously in your fajitas. You can put this in your tacos. If you wanted to do like a Southwestern flair on things like meatloaf or whatever, this is absolutely wonderful on beef, on chicken. It's really versatile, and tonight we're going to be using that in our fajitas. So I am going to get started with my prep here. Stay tuned. I will show you how to do this entire thing, and since it is meatless, we are not going to be using the stovetop today. This is actually all going into the oven. Super simple, super quick. Stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to prep is my sweet potatoes. I've already cut 3 of them up, and I am just kind of arranging them here on my stoneware bar pan. I'm using my santoku knife, and the way that I'm cutting these up is you slice it in half, and then I kind of slice little wedges, just kind of lengthwise like this. Essentially what we're going to be doing is roasting our vegetables. So these are going to be not only seasoned well, but they are going to get that beautiful roast vegetable flavor. They'll have a little bit of crispiness. They'll be nice and tender. Because the sweet potato actually acts kind of as like the meat of this particular dish, since it is meatless. So you want your potatoes to be, your sweet potatoes to be in some wedges here. And I'm going to pull this a little bit closer. Now we've got our sweet potatoes all there. I am going to put a little bit of olive oil. I am using olive oil for this particular recipe today. And then I am going to season with our Southwest seasoning. Now, little known trick, if you don't have a tablespoon or measuring tablespoon, the cap is just roughly 1 tablespoon of this seasoning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this all on here and get that beautiful flavor all over. Now, I'm just going to kind of give it a rough mix. You want to make sure that everybody in the pool here is coated not only with that olive oil, but you want to make sure that it has some of that Southwest seasoning on it as well. I'm using stoneware for my potatoes because I love what the stoneware does to the potatoes. It makes them super crispy. If you have lots of different cooking surfaces, this is my favorite. Because they come out super just tender and absolutely delicious. So the next step, I am going to put this aside, and then the next step, I will be prepping some more of my vegetables. Now that my sweet potatoes are all prepped and just chilling in the background, I'm going to move on to my next set of vegetables. I'm going to show you how I prepared them. I already got some on there, but what you want to do is you want to take 3/4 of your onion and you want to slice it up. I used my simple slice where I put the onion right in here. You peg it on this, and then you slice it right down here. Let me show you really quickly. I've still got a little onion on there. So if you turn it up, right, that might help. If you have it this way, you'll see a little lock. That's the locked position. Then 1 is the thinnest, 2 is a medium slice, and 3 is the thickest slice. And this is just a mandolin style. And then, of course, we always include safety features. This is the hand guard that goes right on here. And then whatever food it is that you want to chop, you kind of pop it in there, put it in here, and just send it right over. Now, I've already done 3/4 of my onion, and I am going to set this aside because I'm going to be using it in my Pico de Gallo in just a minute. So the next thing that I want to do is my Poblano peppers. So the Poblano peppers and the onions are going to be seasoned and roasted just like the sweet potatoes. So I want to introduce you to this little fabulous item. If you are nervous about chopping or slicing, or if you need a really even slice for something, or you're not real comfortable using a blade to slice things, this might be a great option for you. This is our quick slice. You'll notice that it has blades. Yes, it does have blades, and that side is quite sharp, so please make sure that you don't put your fingers in there. It fits right down into this little thing so that you can slice your food. As with all of our blades, it does come with a blade guard. So when you store this in your cabinet or your drawer, you'll never hurt yourself, okay? So that's how that works. Anything you want to slice into really even slices. This is obviously Poblano pepper, but you could do carrots or celery. You could do pretty much any kind of vegetable that you would like. It makes it super simple. So you just put this on top. You put the Poblano pepper just in the little center here, and you press down on either side, and you get these fabulous, perfect little strips of Poblano peppers. A couple of them just got stuck there. So now I have one of our baking sheets, and it is lined with aluminum foil for quick cleanup, because I'm all about that quick cleanup. Now, I'm gonna take some of my olive oil, the same olive oil that I used with the sweet potatoes. I am going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit over there. And I'm gonna bring back my Southwest seasoning mix, and I am again going to use the cap to measure about a tablespoon or so. We want all of these to be nice and coated in the oil, and of course that delicious Southwest seasoning. Oh, sounds as though my oven is ready for cooking. That's great, because I'm just about to put these things in. So you're gonna give these a little toss right here on your baking sheet. Make sure that everything is covered in that oil and that seasoning, because this is gonna go in the oven and start to roast. The next step is coming up. So now I have my potatoes and my other vegetables in the oven, and they are roasting for 20-25 minutes at 425. You want to keep an eye on it. Obviously, everybody's oven is going to cook differently. But you want them to be tender and slightly crispy or browned. So while those are cooking, I can finish up the rest of my prep for all the accoutrement that goes on top of these. This new product, I cannot wait to share it with you. This is one of our new products that just came out in the fall of 2021. So this is part of our Flex Plus multi-prep set. So this fabulous thing, as you can tell, is a food processor. This comes with a couple of different discs that you can do slicing or shredding. And it also comes with this blade that we have down in here for food processing. This also, you'll see that there is a power wand that goes with this. This also goes to become an immersion blender. It has an attachment that does immersion blending. And this also is a hand mixer. So you put it in, you put your other attachment on, and you can use it to, do whipped creams or whatever you would like. So Before I get to that, I have taken my 2 Roma tomatoes. Of course, they are cleaned, and I am just de-seeding them. Basically, all you need to do to de-seed is just, there's a little membrane here. I just make a little cut here and just kind of run my thumb across it to get those seeds out. This is the quarter of onion that I had left over from when I was doing my poblano peppers and onions, and I'm just gonna pop that in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper just to give that some nice flavor. And then I'm gonna use my citrus press. Citrus press is lovely, and I'm going to take half of my lime and just kind of juice it. This is a really juicy lime. That's gonna be fabulous. So put that in there. Now I'm gonna show you how this thing works. So the first thing you're gonna do is put the lid down and lock it into place. When it's unlocked, you can pull it out. When it's locked, you can't. See, it's all tight in there. So the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to take my power wand. You'll see that this has an attachment. That attachment goes right here on top. And then there's a battery pack that goes on this end. And that is what is going to power my Flex Plus multi-prep set. Now, as you're doing this and getting to learn how to do it, you want to think of the battery pack as like the guy that's always the last to arrive to the party and the first to leave. Maybe the battery pack has a little social anxiety or something like that. But you never want to put the battery pack on and accidentally start it when you're not ready to use it. So this is how this attachment works. I'm gonna pop the power wand right down into the top and you'll hear it click. Then I'm going to, of course, last to get to the party is going to be my battery pack. As I put that on, you'll see that this lights up. This is telling me that I have power. Let's see if I can get that on camera a little bit. So there is power here. Now, there is actually a little button here at the back that is a safety button. If I don't push the safety button, I'm not telling this device that I'm ready to use it. So you can't use it unless you hit the safety button. We've got all kinds of safety measures that we put in place so nobody can get hurt, because safety first. Now you can increase and decrease. There's a plus and minus for speed up there. So I'm going to go ahead and disarm this by pressing the unlock button. So I'm going to adjust the power. I press the unlock button and you'll see that. Now I'm going to press the plus button to get it all the way over to this side. Now it's at full power, and I'm just going to, oops, I've got to unlock it again. It's on full power. And I'm going to pulse this to make my Pico de Gallo. Now, the more you pulse it, the finer it gets. So if you want, a chunky salsa, or if you want a real thin salsa, it's kind of up to you. So I'm going to take the battery pack off. That's just about how I like mine. I'm going to take this off. There's little buttons on the side and you just pull it off. I'm going to pull this right off. And then you can see this beautiful chunky, and this is all dishwasher safe. Here is my beautiful chunky Pico de Gallo that I'm going to put right on our fajitas. So I am going to let this go and go into the next step in just a moment. Okay, the next thing I am going to prepare is the lime crema that is going to go over top. This is my sour cream. And this is super easy to do. You don't have to do this, it's not just a special time right now. You can do this anytime. And it's delicious on tacos. It's delicious on fajitas. So I am going to just squeeze the other half of my lime right on top of my sour cream. And I'm going to use my little stainless steel mini whisk. I absolutely love this thing because it fits into these really tiny small vessels. So I'm going to kind of mix this up a little bit. Now, if you need to at this point, what we want is a consistency where we can actually drizzle it. So you want it to be a little bit thinner than what sour cream actually is. So if it's not thin enough, all you need to do is add some water to it. right out of your tap to get that consistency that you're looking for. You don't want it to be too watery, but it is kind of more like a sauce as opposed to, you know, a big dollop of sour cream on top. So this should be all set. That's pretty drippy, so I can go ahead and drizzle that over top when it comes time to eat. And my vegetables are still cooking in the oven, so I'm gonna go now to the next step. My vegetables are roasting and it smells amazing in here. So the last thing that we need to get together is our pepper jack cheese. I grate my own cheese whenever I can, just because it's more cost effective. You get more for your money. And I have awesome tools that help me do it. And freshly grated cheese is so much better than the bagged stuff. So I'm gonna show you this little product right here. This is another one of our brand new products from fall of 2020. This is our double grater. You'll notice that there's two sides. These two sides actually come apart. You just pull it apart. They do come, of course, with blade guards. So if you're storing this in a cabinet or you're storing it in a drawer, you'll never hurt yourself. One side is a fine grater. You can kind of see that. And then the side I'm going to be using right now is the large grating side. The other thing it does come with is this fabulous little bowl or food catcher that does have some markings here on this side, so you can kind of keep track. I am going to show you how to use the hand guard. Of course, safety first, so we always want to make sure that we are being safe. Because I'm not doing the whole block of cheese, I am actually going to use my hand guard to do this. So what I'm going to do is take my cheese and just pop it right in there. This is going to kind of come over top so that my hand doesn't go in front of the blades. And then I'm going to chop it just like that. And you can see these big, beautiful chunks of cheese. Look at how wide and gorgeous they are. And those are going to go right on top of those hot roasted vegetables. How much cheese you want to grate is kind of up to you. I mean, we're a cheesy kind of family, so I could definitely go crazy with this. Remember that pepper jack cheese is a little bit spicy. So if you want to swap out your pepper jack cheese for another milder cheese, you certainly can do that. But I think this will probably get us started anyway. Now, all I need to do is to wait for my vegetables to finish roasting. And then we will start assembling these. So the next, one other thing you'll definitely want to do, and this is a little pro trick, put your tortillas, your flour tortillas, wrap them in some wet paper towel. It doesn't have to be soaking wet because you don't want to get them wet, but what you're going to do is you're going to steam them. So just wrap them up in a moist, I hate that word, but moist paper towel. Put them in your microwave for about 30 seconds. Just so that they're nice and warm and pliable. And then when you put everything together, it gets all melty and gorgeous. So next thing I will show you is the finished product. Here it is, friends, our finished product. So you'll see on the bottom, I put our beautiful sweet potatoes. On top of the sweet potatoes, I just kind of put a little bit of the poblano peppers and onions. On top of that, I put the Pico de Gallo. And then on top of that, I drizzled our lime crema. You put this just like that. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you love this recipe, and I'll see you next time.